Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How was your week? Um, my week was very eventful and I had so much fun. But I'm sure you guys already know because you must have caught up with my activities via my shorts. So if you're not watching my shorts, if you're not checking out my shorts, wrong now. I mean, it's totally wrong. You guys should actually be following up on, what I'm all about via my shorts in the course of the week because I drop only one video a week for now, sometimes two. But you can basically follow up on my shorts by viewing them. Okay, don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel and you're just watching my content. It's not nice. Please subscribe. So today I'll be talking about another controversial topic. Now this one is even general because um a lot of people, watch Nigerian movies. Correct. Yes. So even if, I have been a lover of entertainment right from the start, right from when I was a teenager. I've always loved entertainment. I've always loved movies. I should have been an actress, but that's story for another day. So I actually do love movies. I love series. I love, American movies, but I also watch Nigerian movies. And one of the reasons why I watch Nigerian movies is because, they are my people now. It's relatable. Most of the movies they act, they are quite relatable to our everyday life. Okay, so today, I'm going to be talking about some of the things I have noticed could be done better in Nigerian movies. And I'm sure that you would agree with me. Nollywood generally, I'm sure you would agree with me on a few of these points. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like there are a lot of constraints which we're not aware of, but that's fine, right? The important thing is that, they're able to learn along the way. And I'm one of those people that feels like, I can give feedback to these guys, I can give feedback to these producers, directors, via my platform. And please, I want you guys to engage with me on this one because I might be speaking the minds of some people and some people might not agree, which is okay. I'm just airing my views. So I'm going to talk about 10 I don't want to use the word mistakes, but 10 things I think that Nollywood directors can do better. So let's get into it. So number one is wearing shoes at home in movies. Now, while I understand that in our everyday life, in reality, some of us actually do wear flip-flops, in the house. I feel like that's one aspect that Nollywood directors have not been able to quite understand or get, or maybe they haven't noticed that, it's a bit unrealistic. Somebody who, for example, lives in that house, you see the person wearing shoes. Do you wear shoes in your homes? Of course not. Yes, you wear flip flops, around the house. Some people just don't like to walk barefooted, which is understandable. But a lot of their movies, they show their characters who are at home wearing shoes, which I feel is not very realistic. So number two on my list would be women wearing wigs at night when they're sleeping. Guys, except you're wearing a frontal, normal closure wigs. People don't wear wigs to sleep now. How about like for me, I wear wigs, every now and then. And the first thing I do when I get home is to take off my wig, because I just want to be free. Because we all know it's a wig, So, them portraying women wearing wigs while sleeping, I feel it's a bit off and unrealistic. So I think they can do better in that area. Now, number three on my list is women sleeping with makeup. Come on, guys. Nobody sleeps with makeup. It's not comfortable and it's just not right. I mean, even for your skin, for your face. Okay. So I don't think women wear makeup to sleep. And I think that a lot of times it could also come from a place of, they pay makeup artists to make their characters up, and they kind of feel like, I can use the same makeup for several scenes. So they just leave it. But to be honest, we, the viewers who watch it, we know that it's not very realistic for women to wear makeup while they are sleeping. So think they can correct that. Okay, so number four on my list is actually something that I have always wondered about, you know, and I know that it comes from, a different place in the minds of directors because probably, okay, let me just explain what the number four is. So number four on my list is, older guys or ladies acting teenager roles. I feel it's a bit off. It's a bit unrealistic. How can a prominent actress or actor who is 36 years of age, 40 years of age, why should such a person be acting a teenager role in secondary school? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I feel like they can do better in that area. There are a lot of young aspiring actresses who are teenagers who want to get into the industry, and if given the opportunity they would nail those roles. So I feel like that is something that can be improved on. I understand the fact that sometimes they have constraints in terms of time to audition for, people who fit into these characters, and so they go ahead and use, older people. But I think that all these little things, they make movies quite realistic and very, very relatable. Number five on my list is something I have noticed time and again in every other Nollywood movie. Now, it's not particular or it's not peculiar to just Nollywood movies. Sometimes even Hollywood movies do it, but I think that our Nollywood movies overdo it. Okay, so this is unnecessary waste of time trying to capture things that are not related to the movie at all. For example, you're showing us somebody who is trying to cook, and then you elongate the movie and you show like different parts of it. I mean, we get it. This person is trying to cook. So if there's no particular thing you want us to take note of in between that scene, I feel like it's just unnecessary waste of time. For me, particularly, I always fast forward those parts. So nobody really watches all those things. So you guys can actually, do better in that aspect. Okay, so number six on my list would be the food parts, right? In movies where people are trying to cook. So basically, showing us a particular set of ingredients that do not relate to the eventual turnout of the food. So, for example, you're showing us somebody cutting tomatoes and pepper, onions, and all the ingredients that look like something that would prepare maybe eggs, for instance, fried eggs. And then at the end of the whole cooking, you show us somebody eating eba and egusi soup. Please, how does that relate? And like, how does the cutting of the tomato and pepper relate to cooking the egusi soup? There's no egusi in the ingredient list. There's no, ugu. There's nothing that relates to that. So I just feel like you guys can do better in that aspect. So number seven on my list will be serving juice for every meal. Guys, we all know that in our houses, it's not like, I know that maybe rich, prominent people, they take juice all the time, but I feel like it's not also really true. I think even for normal roles, an average Nigerian that you're trying to portray. It does not really take juice for every meal. I think you can swap the juice for water. Water is like, it goes with everything, and I don't think you have to portray, somebody being very rich by taking juice. And these are not like, it's not, most times they don't show us like, natural juice. It's always those carton juice that is poured out in a cup. I think it's just too much. You see everything. You are welcoming a visitor, juice. You are eating food, juice. You are there, like, it's so normal right now, and I think that can actually be improved on. You can do water. You can do soft drinks for visitors. I think most people serve soft drinks to visitors and malts to visitors and all the likes, but juice all the time, guys. Nico. So number 8 on my list, like using expensive houses to portray an average Nigerian home. I think that this, I mean, there might be reasons why, these things are being done, but they just make it so unrelatable. So I'll give you an instance. We see an actor who, for example, in the role he's acting, he's somebody who is earning 300,000, right, naira per month. And then the house that the person is living in worth is worth maybe 5 million naira, you know, a year. That is so unrelatable. Why don't we use houses that portray the exact income of the actor that or the actress you're trying to portray? It makes it so unrealistic because most times I'm always like, how is this person earning 300K and living in this kind of house? Are we in Nigeria? Are we in Nigeria? How is it possible? So please, our dear Nollywood directors and producers, let's try to make these scenes very relatable, even down to the houses that are being used. Okay, so this one, the number 9 on the list, is actually something that is, similar to number 8, which has to do with outfits and cars that are being used as well to portray maybe an average person who doesn't earn that much income. So we see that these outfits and the cars that are being used just does not relate anyhow to the income that is being portrayed. For example, somebody is earning 300K and the kind of outfits the person is wearing in the movie just doesn't cut it. Doesn't relate. You'll be like, how is this person able to afford this kind of clothes? Or how is this person able to afford the cars that are being used in this movie? So I think that also can be improved. Okay, I think the last on my list would be portraying every average person to have a best friend in the office. I think that's not true. Like most people, yes, there are several cases, there are a few cases where, you guys meet at work and you turn out to be best friends, and then there are people you can tell everything to, and you guys relate both at work and outside the office. Yes, that happens, but it doesn't happen every time. That's like a 1 in a 10 chance of it happening. So portraying that to happen in every movie you guys, produce or direct is so not true. In every other movie, let me not generalize, but I see this a lot in movies. It's not true. Like people are not really, close in that sense with their colleagues. Um, that their colleagues are like their best friends, and then outside work they hang out and whatnot. Mm-mm. Most times colleagues just stay as colleagues, and you would even notice that if you like leave the organization, most times when you leave organizations to other places, you end up really not being close to the person anymore. So I think that these are my 10 um, points which I would like our movie directors and our movie producers to improve on. And I'm sure there are several other points, but for now, these are the points I have. Now, this is in no way trying to condemn or trying to downplay the efforts that are put into these movies. I know it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of commitment, it's a lot of work, and we appreciate the movies that you dish out to us from time to time. But we feel like, these are just constructive feedbacks that we are, or I am, let me personalize it, I am trying to put out there. And I hope that a movie director, a movie producer would see these and try to make changes in subsequent movies that they produce. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye for now.